All right, we left off rounding that head down into the body, and we left off rounding off the body up into the head. So we got a lot of cleanup, and if I was not doing a video, I would stop to take some time to clean up, but we're not gonna worry about that right now because you wanna carve, and we can do the cleanup later at the end when we're pausing, slowing down, getting ready for the next level. Okay, I'm gonna draw in the things that I cut off. I cut off the collar that was right here. I'm going to put in that collar right there. I cut off the chin. I'm going to take that chip out. So I'm just going to do a stop cut right there at the bottom of the chin. And I want to take that out just like that. See how the head's shaped a little bit now? You get an idea of where things are. I want to cut in that collar. So I'm just going to take a tool, take my knife, cut it in. There's the collar. And in reality, the rest of the jacket will come down like this. So I'm going to cut that out as well. If you're going to have a beard in the guy, leave that extra wood in there because you're going to need it for creating that beard. We're going to give this guy a mustache, and his jacket's going to come down that way, and we're going to worry about the hand that way. But anyway, there's his jacket. Tucks up underneath the chin. We'll do this part of it as well, and that'll be the part of the jacket we want to stick out the collar. I'm going to take a V-tool, a small one, and I'm just going to follow that contour back here. This is the strap, and I'm just going to make it go back up under there and move it back. Yep, starting to push against that wood, and it doesn't like it, so we'll use a knife. Decided it was not looking good, so I'm going to take all of that off and come back in and do it again. All right, do it again with a V-tool. Bottom of the head. Use a V-tool to come all the way back, and then we've got the strap right there. We'll put that in as well. Looks a little better than it was looking a minute ago. Okay. All right, I want to round that face because I got a real flat plane right here. So I'm just going to take my fishtail gouge and being real careful. No, I'm not. I'm not going to use the fishtail gouge because I'll have a tendency to push too hard. I'm just going to kind of round that front of the head. In just a minute, we'll take and draw in the things that we want on there. We just want to round that head a little bit. I've got a saw cut that goes up under that, so I've got to navigate that when I get around to it, and I can do that when I get to it. But we're just going to round. We're rounding and rounding. So I said I wasn't going to take off that brim. Now I'm going to. Now I'm going to look at taking off the bill of that cap to a point, because this is a rounded head. So it's got to round around to the front of the cap. And we'll take off these sharp lines that we don't really want. And that sharp edge we'll get to a little bit later. I want to leave that there for a while because if I get too crazy with it, that thing will come off. Let's take our pencil. We know the ear goes right here. It's a rough ear. And if you know anatomy, the top of the ear is where the eyebrow is, and the bottom of the ear is where the nose is. So somewhere right here is where our nose is going to be. Somewhere right here. Going to have a nose, and if we look at a triangular nose, which is what we really look at for the most part, there's the nose. There's the mustache, and I know that looks funky right there. Trust me, we'll get there. There's the hair coming across here and back down here. can actually make that hair come down in front of the ear. And if you don't want to do an ear, don't do an ear. Ears are tough because you've got to remove wood but still leave wood. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Take my V-tool and I'm roughing in the rough anatomy. Here is the edge of the mustache where it meets the nose. And then I'm going to go right up the side of that nose and I'm just going to indicate that that's where the nose goes. If I can look at that and like it, then I can go ahead and add some more to it. So the nose is going to curl up or slope up into the bridge of the nose. And at this point is when I probably want to take out this wood. You'll notice the nose doesn't stick out that far from the face, so we've got to fake it and make it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that stop cut right there. See how much of this wood we can remove. I'm going to go up to the nose and I'm going to cut over because I want to leave that wood there. I don't think I need it for the nose, but if I do, I want to leave it there. We'll cut that out. Come on out of there. I didn't stop cut that, did I? I'm going to carve over into that. And we're just doing the same thing up here that we did down here, and that's removing that negative space that we don't really want. I'm going to use a small gouge to get in there and remove some of that, and then just cut it out of there. Just making that space in there deeper. See how we did that? Okay. I want to take my knife and I want to start shaping the face. When you look at a face, you've got to look at the triangles. If you put your fingers, you put your thumb at the lobe of the ear, shaped like this to the right side of the face, this to the left side of the face. You touch in the fingers, touch in the bottom of the ear, and you touch out to the nose, your face looks like a triangle. And this face should look like a triangle that way. So it should look like a triangle that way and a triangle that way. So that's what we're trying to do. I made that stop cut. We'll take off a piece of wood there. We'll take off another piece of wood there. Okay, that's his mustache. We'll do this out here for his nose. I'm going to go too far, but we're going to cut and start to shape that nose. Because what we want is a smooth triangle from here out, and we don't have that. Now, part of that's going to be hid by the hair. We're not going to show all the hair. Part of it is. We're going to show part of it. And we're actually going to shape this mustache out a little bit more as well. Tuck it up under the nose. Shape it a little bit more because we don't want it to look like sticking out like Snuffleupagus or whatever that cartoon character was when I was a kid. Can't even remember that cartoon, but I remember the name. Okay, now we're going to draw the hair because the hair is going to come right across the face, hiding the eyes, come over here and do that. So I'm just going to draw a generic line from there to the back of the head. The ear's going to stick out above that, and then from here around the face. Just going to go back, going to go in there over the eye. Get that little fuzzy out of there. Get out of there. Okay, so I'm going to stop cut that. We'll come in and add the detail of the individual hair. Stop cut that. Cut up to it. Sticks the nose out a little bit more. Gives us some cheekbones in there. And it allows us to cut up almost to the ear. I'm going to go around the ear. And again, we talk about triangles. If we were drawing triangles, there's your triangle for your ear. I always make them oversized because I can make them smaller. So I'm going to go outside the line. Triangle. Up here. Triangle. And actuality, I'm not going to cut this side of the triangle because I want to make some hair come over there just for a little bit more of interest. And so now I'm going to stop cut. Stop cut. I don't want to take too much hair off the back of the ear, but I do want a little bit. And then I want to get right in there and go to the bottom of the ear and shape that. Okay, starting to see how that comes out. We're not going to worry about the ear too much. The ear actually will be sloped down. So what we would do is when we draw hair, when we cut that hair in, what we're going to do is we'll draw that in there and then undercut it. So when we do that with the hair above the ears, we'll leave a little bit of that, and hair behind the ear, we'll leave a little bit of that. But we can go back and make some adjustments as we need to. I don't like this hump here. Take that hump off. Okay, we're starting to get there. Again, we shape the hat, then we shape the head, then we got to go back and reshape the hat, then we got to go back and reshape the head. But what I really want to do now is reshape this nose. And I'm at 11 minutes, so I'm going to have to call this quits on this one. But we're going to work on it after that. We're going to take off this on the next video, and we'll talk to you then.